foto ini tuh.
Udah.
Ini pakai HP ibu yang ada. Mau apa itu yang gede itu? Chat.
I don't really want to take it at constant. It's really rowdy. I don't want the video aja.
Atau ya mau ke St. Kilda?
St. Kilda juga boleh sambil this one.
Udah pernah kita ke sana soalnya.
St. Kilda is nice sih Pak.
Yeah, St. Kilda is nice.
Bisa naik mobil kan lebih dekat kan daripada pulang dulu.
Yeah. It's by the sun, it's by the beach. There's a lot of fun shops around there.
St. Kilda aja.
Gini aja ke arah beach, tapi kita makan seafood di sana.
Yeah, boleh. Kalau nak mau apa juga.
Ya, ya.
Data warehousing databases, tutor like the tutoring in here. And I think that there's the
Udah. Ke geologi ya, Wek?
ping pong table there.
Oh iya bagus. Ada pingpongnya nggak?
No, you have to bring your own ball sendiri.
Dulu kita biasa masuk dari sini kan dari
Kamu wisuda kapan? Kira-kira?
What's we said at graduation?
Graduation.
I should be if it goes well, I'll finalize by March. I mean by the end of March. If not, if I have to redo, by June.
Ya udah nanti kesini lagi pas.
Enggak,
Iya.
tapi wisudanya kalau by June kamu wisudanya September kan Zam? I mean, of course if you already work.
Sorry, let's take a better route. I know a good way here. I can show you like the inside of where the labs and the chemistry.
Okay.
are here.
Mana?
So I have my lectures.
Oke. Ini.
Tadi nunggu di mana kamu? Nunggu di mana kalau di antara di mana?
I can sit here. Sometimes this is my favorite spot to wait. So if I have my lectures there, or in here, because there's like if I get in here, I wait here for the lecture.
Terus kamu makan di sana.
No, I'll go back to it and then eat here. That email will take me maximum 1 hour. Go on.
Sometimes Zam, you forgot to do the email that takes you 10 minutes only, and that's
Significant impact ya.
significant
I
impact.
think I brought my student card.
Oh.
We can go when you go through there. We go around the building.
artist who can help you. Iya. Coba kirim konten.
Kanan, Mat. Kenapa?
Which way?
Terserah yang mana, nggak tahu. Kenapa, Man? Mau buat apa?
Lagi nulis, asal lagi nulis sesuatu, ulang sini itu kan jangan mengganggu itu kan. You really have to focus on the march.
Actually, it's helping. The fact that I'm studying, it makes the math so much more easier in my drafts. So this is another cafe. Biasanya buru-buru kesini.
Oh. Innovation Walk. Lu kita lihat. Ibu jalan duluan. Barang aja aja sana.
Taking photos yet?
Enggak lagi buat.
Husky voice because I have had laryngitis, no voice for this week. So hopefully I think I will be able to still continue for this last tour for me today. My name is Eugenie and I'll be your guide as we travel these beautiful gardens, and as we go I will give you a bit of a commentary. And I'll tell you a story about how the gardens has evolved since it was established. And the garden was established in 1846. It's 177 years old this year. And it's 38 hectares in size, which is almost 100 acres. I currently have about 66,000 individual plants, 6,500 amazing trees, and they come from all around the world. So if I do refer to something as being an exotic, it means it's an imported species, not native. So looking after all the garden, we have 20 fully qualified horticulturalists or gardeners. We also have 3 arborists who are the tree specialists. And we have an on-site nursery so that new plants can be grown there and added to our living collections. Coming into view on your right side, we have a building here. And this is to me like the brains of the gardens in this building. It's called the National Herbarium. Now, a herbarium itself is actually a scientific collection of preserved plants. And our herbarium building holds our collection of 1.5 million specimens of plant, fungi and algae, which have been dried and then are kept in pages of books. The herbarium collection was established by Baron Ferdinand von Müller. So on the right here there's a bust of the Baron. He was a German botanist who migrated here, became Australia's first government botanist in 1853. Joy and coming for leisurely strolls and picnics. And Müller wasn't interested in leisurely strolls or picnics, he was interested in science. And he designed a garden that was all straight lines and rectangles. And the people of Melbourne thought it was very boring and dull, and they didn't want to come into the garden at all. So Guilford got rid of all the formal design and he put in curves, because curves create mystery. He widened the paths because he wanted more accessible walking space. He established the expansive lawns that we have, and as we go around you'll see huge lawns. And Guilford also built the ornamental structures that we have, including 2 bandstands and all the rest houses. Now in the early days there were only about 7 staff, and they actually lived in the gardens, as did the director. So if you look on your left side, you'll see what was originally the director's home. Now today that's rented to a catering firm and they hold lots of weddings. Wedding currently underway in there. Also we have a look at the beautiful perennial border. It's always spectacular in the summertime. Just ahead of us is a pavilion that used to be a bandstand. Guilford built 2 bandstands so his visitors could enjoy listening to some music. This one is getting a new roof, so it's looking a bit ratty at the moment, but normally it's quite lovely and it's surrounded by roses. On the right hand side we have a prehistoric species. Now this is a native tree, we call it a bunya bunya, Aboriginal word for the... It even looks like the foot of an old dinosaur. Now before the Yarra River, before the white people settled in this land, the Yarra River had a different natural course with a big S-bend in the bottom land at the bottom of this hill. The river was always flooding the city, and in 1890 the government set about cutting a new course to minimise the flooding problem. When that was complete and the river had been moved, the area where it had been became a billabong, and that's another Aboriginal word. It means swampy lagoon. So Guilford turned a swampy lagoon into a beautiful lake, which you'll see now on the left hand side of us. You can smell something quite delicious. It's curry bush. It smells like curry, or sometimes people think it smells like maple syrup. On the right hand side is the smallest of our 3 lakes. The big lake on the left, this is called Ornamental. It's 10 acres in size and the main holding facility for all our irrigation water. And in the lake, there's 2 species of turtle, common longneck and the Murray River turtles. We also have fish and eels. Little rest house here to the left looks like a chapel. And Guilford built it in the same design as a chapel on the bank of Lake Lucerne, Switzerland. Now there's a road on the left leads to the Terrace Cafe. Also leads to one of the oldest trees, which is an Australian native. Big old river red gum eucalyptus. Red gums typically grow on riverbanks. So if you have a look on your left, the tree up the back with the very grey, pale grey trunk is a remnant red gum and from the days when it used to sit on the bank of the Yarra, and from the days when the first peoples of this land, who were the Boon Wurrong and the Woi Wurrong, they used to live around here, and the river would give them fresh water and also a good supply of food, including turtles and fish and eels. On the right we have the green waste recycling yard where all the pruning goes.
Jadi di danau tadi teh ada kura-kura ikan jengbelut. Ini orangnya loba gitu. Disebut.
The one back there with the round flowers, that's a Chinese snowball viburnum. Yeah.
They look like our snowball bushes that we have.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not very much flower now, it's out of season, but in full season it's full of white balls of flowers. On the left hand side we have this Dracaena, called a dragon tree, the Dracaena Draco. Looks a bit like a mushroom, but it's a very slow growing tree. They're native to the Canary Islands.
Bagus. Macam-macam.
Wild roses on the left, or original roses.
Makanya di surga itu sebenarnya taman surga.
Another Australian
Yaman,
native, which is an amazing looking tree, is Moreton Bay fig tree, one of our largest, but not so much in height but in canopy. So just on your right here we've got the Moreton Bay fig,
Sengit.
and look at all the roots. They don't have a trunk, everything above the ground is root. They are edible, but from personal experience I'll tell you they taste absolutely disgusting. The North American drylands is on the left side now. Many of these plants are native to remote parts of California. And there is a beautiful view here on your right. The big creamy coloured building is Government House. That's where the Governor of Victoria lives. And of course today we have the city skyline, which adds a whole different dimension to our beautiful garden and view. Now our next living collection on the right hand side is the arid garden. And here we have over 3,000 individual cacti. We've got agaves, aloes, and lots of different species of succulent. Love them or hate them, cacti are pretty strange looking things, quite rather curiosities, and we definitely have an unusual one with the snake cactus. And I have one of my mates here, is Boris, hairy head Boris, and his family just to your right. Now on the left here is the volcano. It's actually a functioning water tank. It holds 1.3 million litres of water, or 345,000 gallons. The water is pumped up here from the bottom lake, and from here it's all gravity fed through to our sprinklers. It's called the volcano because Guilford built it in the same design as a volcano.
Biasanya sama dengan gunung api.
You can take a walk Look into the tank,
Ganda na.
you'll see the water, some
Ada burung
floating
ini.
islands, probably some
Burung
ducks.
apa ya? Bukan, oh, ini burung
There's
itu.
also some very good interpretive signs around the volcano, which you can read about the irrigation system. Put into a different type of collection. On the left, the beautiful gates there are manufactured in England in the late 1800s. Collection on the left with a little dirt tracks through.
Inggris.
It's called the Australian Forest Walk. And this is a beautiful little pathway to take a walk, seeing Australian natives from the eastern seaboard. On the right, silver-leafed mountain gum is one of the many different species of eucalyptus. Now the collection died a couple of years ago, so it's the one right on the end there. But it was such a fabulous tree, and everybody loved it, that rather than removing it, they turned it into a memorial to itself. Another fabulous tree to your right. This is the coxcomb coral tree. These are native to South America, and if you have a look at the limbs, it's like arms. This is a beautiful garden designed for children, but you can go in there. You don't have to be under 10. It's lovely in there. Have a little wander through. And just the last little tree I'll show you today, because it's such a cute looking little tree, and it's called a bottle tree. So just here on your right hand side, and these are native to Queensland.
I don't mind. I could use some coffee. Don't worry.